passion is helping people back into work.
My thing is about building loving, caring communities by instilling God's kingdom principles into our communities.
RE Computers has been set up to help people who have been long-term unemployed back into work, and they come either in two age groups mainly, young people 18 to 24s or from 40 plus. What we do is we're a charity, we offer a service to companies to dispose of their IT equipment in a legal way. What happens to the computers when they come in is we will bring the computers in we deal with a lot of very large PLC companies. They're mainly concerned about the data which is on those computers rather than the computers themselves. And what we will do is we data wipe all the computers, and once we've data wiped them, clearing all the information off of them, then we will look at refurbishing the computers for them to be reused. The actual charity started off actually with a church, and it was actually set up to provide funds for a homeless day centre in Chatham. Although it's all about machines on the outside, on the inside it's all about people, and it's helping people in various different ways. And my faith enables me to meet some of the challenges that we meet with some of the people. Some of the people we work with can be very challenging, and it can be difficult to get things across, or actually to get them working, because we're working with people who may have never worked before in their life. I had to deal with a very bad situation at one time, and one of the guys afterwards who was there at the time sort of said to me he'd never heard anyone sort of told off, I won't use the exact words, but told off quite so politely in all his life before. And I was then able to talk to him about my faith and why I'd done it that way. With the people we're working in, some of these people can be people that have suffered serious accidents. And not only are they trying to come to terms with the fact of the accident they've had, we've had a guy who broke literally every bone in his body and was told he would never work again. And we were able to help him to actually find a place back in a working life environment again. Although he never actually went back into the workplace, we were able to help him to achieve things and actually get his life back on track. My prayer for the future would be that, first that we would see some of these guys come to faith, come to know the Lord, but also my big prayer with them as well is that we would be in a position to be able to employ some of them. Some people that we work with are not employable as we would know it. We can actually employ them in a job on their terms, and actually give them fulfilment in life, because a lot of the guys that we deal with, they come here having given up hope on everything. And I think what we can give them is we can give them hope that the future holds something for them.
God gave us free will choice, and I think that a lot of us are a bit unaware of just how much our daily choices can make such a difference. So for instance, you go to a shop and you buy a pint of milk and you think to yourself, I'm just buying a pint of milk. But what you're actually doing is you're giving over money, which has power attached to it, and you're giving it over to that shopkeeper, and you're blessing whoever takes that money, right? And I guess the question is what are they then doing with it? So if you're blessing a large supermarket that is, undercharging and underpaying its staff and all of these things, that's one thing. Or you can have a choice of actually blessing somebody who owns a shop in the local community and who lives in that community, whose children go to that community, in the schools in that community. And if you want something done in the community, it's their community, so they'll give back. And it's just things like that, little choices we make every day that can make all the difference. I would like to get a buy local campaign going in my community. First of all, I do all my shopping in my local shop as much as I can. But I want to get other people doing that. The other thing is I'm involved with another Christian in the area and we're trying to get together a neighborhood forum so that we can be part of developing a neighborhood plan under the new Localism Act, which the government is coming into force in a couple of weeks' time. I'm in the process of trying to organize a family fun day just down in the valley, kind of in this area behind us here, and the idea being that it will bring everybody in the community together so that they can get to know one another. We have a responsibility to each other, and so it's about trying to instill that in a society where people are lucky if they even know their neighbors, let alone realize that they have any sort of responsibility to them. My dream would be that in this community that the shopkeepers would reinvest into the community, that they would create opportunities for young people, maybe apprenticeships, or that they would give startup loans for new businesses that wanted to start up in the area, or that they could have competitions for like new products, you know, so that in the colleges, so that these up and coming students or unemployed people could apply and say, I've got this great idea for a great product, and then it could be developed in this area. So now you've created industry, you've created jobs, and you're selling locally sourced goods, and then everybody along the way is taking a proportion of those profits, reinvesting it in the community, whether it be through youth projects or whether it be through playgrounds or just whatever the community needs, really. And that is what a community is. It's a bunch of people who look after each other and who know each other, and that would be my dream as well, is that people would get to know each other so that we can see a need, and that when they see that there's somebody in the community that has that need and they know that they can meet that need, that they would just do it. And there's a little bit of that going on, and it's wonderful to see, but I'd love to see it just spread out throughout Medway everywhere.